Greetings, how's everybody doing? This video I am going to show you how to do your layout. So we're going to get ready to do some printing. And we have to do our layouts in order to do that. And right now I'm in kind of a foreign screen. Typically you'll see this screen. And just to show you what my layouts are, and of course layouts go by many different names. Some people call it layouts, and a lot of people call them layouts, but then they also call it paper space, meaning that it is the space that you use to make it appear the way it's going to appear on paper. They're also called sheets, and there's other things you can call them too. So just be ready for that and get used to that. All right, and what I want to do is show you how to create one of these. And this is my electrical. We'll work with electrical first. And it has everything that I need for electricity, or as far as the electrical stuff that I need to communicate to the contractor, such as my light fixtures and their locations, my receptacles and my switches, and the wires. Now the purpose for the wires is mainly just to tell the electrician which switches are going to control which lighting fixtures and how they're going to control them. We don't have to do wiring through the entire house because your electricians know how to do that. They don't have to have you show them. So we'll leave them alone with that. But anyway, this is an electrical. Of course, over here is my floor plan, and it has all kinds of floor plan stuff, dimensions, windows, all that good stuff. And I'll give you a list of what you need to put on each plan, and also what plans you're going to be creating, or sheets you're going to be creating. So going back down at the bottom, you'll see this plus mark. Says new layout. You click that to actually create a new layout. And all right, layout 1. Okay, that's a default. Don't worry about the defaults. Steer away from the defaults. Okay, just go ahead and create new ones with this plus mark down here. All right, now this layout number 2 that I just created, I'm going to right click on that, and I'm going to click rename, and I'm going to call this E03. Oops, electrical. And I call it that because this is going to be page 3 of my electrical information. Now, of course, on a home like this, I really don't need many pages to convey the electrical information, but just for lesson purposes, I am creating several of these to kind of show you guys how to do it. So I've already renamed it. The next thing you want to do is set up your paper. So if I go to my electrical, then of course it's not really set up. There's nothing really set to convey any electrical information there. So I'm going to right click again on this tab, and I'm going to click on Page Setup Manager, and I'm going to choose what we call a CAD block. I will give you the CAD block that you can, well, actually I might have you make a CAD block. I'll have you make a CAD block just so you can have something to get further practice at creating things. But I am going to choose typically an 18 by 24 something or another. I'm going to choose the to base it off of the E01 electrical 18 by 24, or actually I take that back. I'm going to go down here to this one, the AutoCAD plot 18 by 24. I'm going to click Set Current. And as you notice, things have changed on my page because this is an 18 by 24 layout that I selected, but my plan down here is on an 8 by 11, so I have to change something. This is called a viewport, this square. And what that is, it's like a port into your drawing. That's why we call it a viewport. And I'm actually going to make that bigger. I'll click on it, click on one of the grips, and then you can drag it to make it larger. But before I do that, I'm actually going to place my CAD block. I mean, not my CAD block, my title block on here. And I will, in another video, show you how to make a title block. But I'm going to go to Insert, and I should already have my blocks in here, or my title block. And so there's 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by, there's two 8.5 by 11s in there. There's an 18 by 12. Okay, so I just click on that, which it is a CAD block, and then I drag it over to my paper. Okay, and I set it up. Now I want 1/4 of an inch all the way around my paper. You know, don't just set it by the dotted lines that are right there. So I'm going to draw 2 lines, just right from the edge of the paper, 1/4 of an inch long. So 0.25 inch, enter. I'm going to draw another one from over here. And I'm going to draw that one, 0.25 inch. Okay, so that's where the corner of this needs to fit. So I'm going to go over and click the move tool. Actually, yeah, it's good because my grip is already in that corner. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to pull until it gets lined up. Okay, where it fits, pretty good. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but you see how mine is sitting right now. I just move it to that location and click, and now I pretty much have a 1/4 of an inch border all the way around. No, it's not 100% perfect, but we're okay. We're good. All right, then I'm going to get rid of these lines. That's one thing that can make it look very imperfect, is leaving little guidelines like that attached to your drawing. Okay, so now my title block is on, and I want to take my viewport. I'm going to select my viewport, and then I'm going to match both opposing corners up with my title block. Okay, now if you're looking at it, you're saying, wow, that is a very tiny drawing. What can we actually gain from that? Well, here's what you do. Now that we have stretched our viewport out, we want to double click inside of our viewport. Now it's like we're in the drawing. So now when I zoom in and out by turning my mouse wheel, I actually bring the drawing in closer and closer and closer. Okay. To really line this up good, I'm going to go over to my little navigation bar. I'm going to click on the pull down arrow just below that, choose zoom window, and then I'm going to draw a window around it to where it gets all of the pertinent information inside of that window, and then it zooms in automatically to show me this. All right, now what I want to do is I'm creating electrical plans, so I only want the electrical stuff to show. So this is tricky. Okay, I'm going to go to the edge of the viewport, wherever that might be, and I'm going to double click, and it may not activate right away. And I made a mistake because I really should have made my okay, I will pull this out of the way. That's because that's my mistake. But now I can see my viewport line. I got my viewport line in view. Now I can double click on it, try it again, maybe get out of it. Here we go. There we go. So double clicking on that viewport gets you back into a drawing model space with this blue border around it, as you see up here. That's where you want to be, with that blue border, because I'm still actually in the viewport. All right, now in here, this is where I'm going to change some things on my layer properties. I click on layer properties. All right, I am looking for, and you might need to stretch your box out, your layer properties box, so you can read the cells. But right here it says viewport freeze. I'm going to freeze just the electrical stuff on the viewport, which means I have to basically, well, not really freeze. I freeze everything else except for the electrical. So I click on O1 because I don't want to see the O1 layer. You see how it's changed now, and I click on this one. The annotations has now changed, and they will not show on this drawing. Now everything you turn off right here where it says VP freeze or viewport freeze only affects what's on this particular drawing, this particular viewport. Now a quick way to turn a lot of these off is just to, right now I have one clicked, or I'll click the next one and then come down to, let's say, dimensions, and hold my shift button down. And then I click again on one of the freeze icons to freeze all of them within that selection group. And then I scroll down. I want to leave my doors and electrical open. Elevation dimensions, I don't need those. I do want my exterior walls. I don't need my foundation. I do need my interior walls. I need my lighting fixtures. I don't need PDF geometry. Plumbing fixture, I don't need plumbing fixtures. Roof plan, switches. I do need switches. So I'm going to go down here to roof plan, hold my shift button down and click to select all of those, and then click one of the freeze icons, and it will freeze all of them within that box again. And then I'm going to click on symbols separately. All right, so that turns everything off except for what I need on my electrical plan. Now, looking at color. All right, right now we have color. This is the color that you set everything in your drawing. Leave that column alone. Go over to viewport color. Click on, or actually go all the way to the top. Click on the first one. Come all the way down to the bottom. Oops, get rid of that. Come all the way down to the bottom. Hold your shift button and click that one. Now we'll click the color box on this last one. Okay, just the one that's under viewport color. I click on that, and now I'm going to turn everything to black. Click OK. Now, so everything in viewport is black, and that's the way I want it printed. I want it printed with all that stuff in black. So that is really it. That's all you need to change now. There are other options that you can change. I'll let you discover those on your own, though. But now we can close this, close the layer properties, and we can go up to this blue line, this blue border, and double click to get back into our space, our view space. Okay, and then of course I'm going to reset this. I'm not going to go and measure the 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to kind of guess at it. I think it was about right there. Yep, that looks pretty good. All right, so now we have a viewport with all black, and we have all electrical. As you see, I have all receptacles, wires, lighting fixtures, and switches. And then, of course, anything else that would need to be shown to give us some reference. And that is how you create the viewport. Now, to create multiple viewports, all right, let's create another layout. And I'll just call this one detail. This is how you will do your details. Click on this, rename it details. Okay, and I'm going to activate it, and I'm going to edit it. I'm going to right click again, and I'm going to go to Page Setup Manager, and I'm going to choose the 18 by 24 AutoCAD plot. Set that to current, and you see how it resized in the back. Okay, now I'll probably have about 3 or 4 different details on this page, so I am going to create more viewports. So how do you create more viewports? Instead of stretching this one out, and actually I'll probably get rid of this one because I like to line up my viewports. So I just selected it and deleted it. Now I'm going to type the word VIEWP. And I should get viewports right there. Click on viewports, and it asks you how you want them created. I want to go here to 4 equal, okay? Because let's say I'm going to have 4 equal viewports to show 4 different details. And I will click OK. First corner, about right here. And I have not placed my title block on here yet. And there they are, all 4 of them. Again, placing the title block, insert. There's that 18 by 12. And I'm pretty used to doing this, so eyeball it right there. Okay, I got a little bit more of a lining to do to them, and I can do that. That's not a problem. Or that, maybe I don't need to, because those viewport lines will not show up in your drawing. At all. So as long as I got what I want to picture in each one of these viewports, then I'm golden. And as long as it doesn't overlap one of these lines of the actual border, I'm good. Okay, and I could actually, if I wanted to, scoot this a little bit over to encapsulate all of the viewport, all of the viewports. Okay, so now I'm lined up. I got all the viewport, well, except for a little bit on the bottom here. They kind of are underneath the border, but again, don't worry about that too much. So I want my details, and I don't think I ever drew my details on this plan. But let's see, did I? No, I never did. I never did draw my details, so shame on me. But anyway, here's where you're going to zoom in to your details. And let's say these are my details down here. I will double click in just one of these boxes, and you see it turns it into like a drawing space. Zoom window, it's already selected because that's the last one that I did. So I click on the zoom window, and I draw a little window around what it is I want to show. Okay, and then of course I orient it appropriately so I can read it, left to right, up and down like normal people do. And then of course on the next one, I can focus in on something different. Zoom window, maybe I want to see this in that viewport. Okay, and this is also how you will do your elevation. So I probably could have just showed you how to do that with your elevations instead of that. But and two, if you're doing your elevations, you'll want to turn them by clicking this little button here, and then like me, you'll have to go back and redo your window. Okay, so that would be like an elevation view. Again, same thing. Now, if I was doing elevations, I would put all of my elevations on here. Okay, all four of them. I would probably do. It doesn't really matter which ones you do where. I might do north, south, east, and west, or something like that. Then I'm going to go in just like I did before. I'm going to double click on. Well, let me get out of it first. There we go. I want to double click on the border. Not on the border, but on the viewport border, and get in here, and I'm going to play with the layer properties. Now I'll probably want to first go here and turn on things that may be turned off. Okay, and for some reason and somehow I don't see my text on there anymore, but that's okay because I've done so much to this file. There's no telling what I did, deleted or moved or whatever it is. So again, you open up your view, your layer properties, and right now I want everything that I see in the picture. I don't really have to worry about freezing other stuff because there's nothing on here that I don't want to see. I'm not going to see the stuff up here on my floor plan anyway. I'm just going to see the stuff that's in this view. But I do want to turn everything black. So clicking here and then scrolling down to the bottom and holding your shift button down, clicking on that one, and then clicking on the color and then changing it all black, clicking OK, closing the box, and then go up to the blue border and double click to go back to your paper space. And there you go. The only thing it didn't change for some reason is the blue inside of the elevation markers. So that's okay. Just leave it like that. If yours does that, it's no big deal. I don't know why. Again, I've done a lot of stuff to this file, just making videos and stuff. So there's no telling what I did. But that's how you do that. You want to, of course, line these up really well in your windows to where you can see all the information that is important. Okay. And say shift, no, mouse wheel. All right, so kind of centered up. Again, you want to see all the information that is important for the view, and that is how you make your layout so that you can print your sheets. Now we'll give you a list. I will put that list on Schoology so you can download it or just look at it on the screen and make the sheets that you're supposed to make, and also include the information that you need to include on each sheet. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking we're going to have probably about 8 different sheets, but I don't remember. Okay, until we get everything covered. Okay, so about 4 to 8 sheets. So that's it. That's creating sheets.